Welcome to the Graced and Graced. Addiction is progressive. Addiction is not instant coffee, is not one-time addiction. It is progressive, whether substance or process. It is progressive. In many persons or many people, it begins with experimentation. Somebody wants to experiment, somebody wants to try. Then it moves to regular use. Then gradually it develops a tolerance. After tolerance comes dependence. Then after dependence, one is fully addicted. No one invites addiction into his or her own life. No one cognitively or rationally or intentionally seeks to be an addict. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I want to be an addict of anything, of whatever. It comes gradually. Many times, people do engage in substance use or process activity of addiction initially due to what we call curiosity. They are curious. They want to know, how does it feel like, for example, to taste alcohol? How does it feel like to smoke something? How does it feel like to watch something? How does it feel like to engage in some activity? Out of curiosity. Some find themselves engaged in use due to peer pressure. They want to fit in into a group of friends, peer pressure. Or some get to use something to have fun, socially, social fun, to feel good, to have a nice time, to hang out with friends, or classmates, or scholars, just to hang out with a class of persons. Then after that, this particular individual or this particular person now starts using the substance or doing the activity at specific times, at specific moments. And at this moment, there is no negative effect. So this person continues using at specific time, at specific moments, and there's no negative effect or there's no loss of control. One is in control of what's going on and continues using now at specific times, maybe a weekend, maybe once a month, maybe during specific occasions. And that becomes a trend. Then it follows afterwards comes consistency. Now it's not specific times, it's not particular moments. Now comes consistency. Consistency comes now with regular use. Not at those particular moments, but now it's just the regular use. There's no problem. I can use anytime. There's regular use and more often becomes a misuse. That regular use turns into a misuse. What does that one mean? It means one now starts using it more often. One starts using that substance more often or doing that activity more often than not. And sometimes this person starts using it or doing the activity alone. And somebody does this or someone does this due to some other reasons. For example, some started using this to handle some stress, to deal with some sadness or some sort of feelings or some sort of anxiety. to handle something else. So they use in order to calm themselves down. Then what follows? Some risky choices. Risky choices may follow, such as sometimes for those who drink, maybe somebody starts now drinking and then having to drive after drinking. Now people start even skipping their work, their job place. Others who are students, they start now skipping school. Others now even being absent from family gathering and activities. They want to be away from family moments because they want to be alone, they want to use. At this point, tolerance has kicked in. At this point, tolerance builds. Hence, this person now has the urge and reasons out the need for more of the drug or of the alcohol or of the activity. Now that need for more now becomes a normalcy. Now it becomes normal. The need for more becomes normal. The addiction starts to get hold of the user, such that one needs to use it in order to feel normal, that without it, somebody feels abnormal. That without it, this person is not at his best. So for him to be at his best or her best, has to use it. That means stopping to use it becomes a challenge and almost impossible. In this way, one now becomes dependent on the drug, the substance, the alcohol, the activity. At this point, one is addicted. Now one is held captive by the addiction. One now becomes dependent on the substance or the process. One has lost control at this point, now is being controlled by the substance or by the process addiction that one has. This means one continues using the substance or doing the activity, the process addiction, even when it ruins one's health or ruins one's work, one's job, ruins one's family, one's relationship. Even when one sees the negative consequences of using or of engaging in the addiction, one continues using because now this somebody has lost control. And some try to stop sometimes for a little while, but later they start using again because they are powerless to this addiction. They can stop and then start using again. Due to the strong cravings and maybe stress and anxiety and other things, one starts using again because this person now has become dependent on, cannot control the self. This person is powerless over the addiction. At this point, please seek for help. At this point, please urgently seek for help. Don't feel ashamed. Don't be bound by the guilt feelings that you may experience. Shame and guilt should not prevent you from seeking help. At this point, please seek help. Please seek help. There's no shame in seeking to be healthy. There's no shame in seeking to be the best version of who you are. At this point, seek help. You may go through all these processes, but seek help. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel guilty. Just seek help. You are more important to yourself and to your loved ones than you thought. Seek help. See you in the next video.